Hello everyone. It's day 4 of the Intentional Parents Conference and I am super deeply excited. As a matter of fact, right now, I feel like I'm in the abroad making this presentation. So I'm glad to be here. And while we wait for others to join us, I want to get going because my boss at Wendy Ologe, the intentional parent herself, is big on time. I know, right? So hello guys, hello world, hello everyone watching and connected from all around the world, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in the UK, in the US. I hail. Thank you to all the intentional parents, our friends, our guests, everyone. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for being here from day one. Thank you for the first timers just joining us. I know a few of them. They registered like a few hours ago. You're welcome. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be a part of this journey. I think I was you're the first intentional parent. The governor is the second. I think I'm the third because I've been here before it even started, and look at where we are. Look at where we are today, all around the world. Thank you once again, and I'm grateful for what God is doing in your life. Thank you for putting this together. Thank you for all the other bosses that went ahead of me from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It has been from one hit to another. Thank you, Richard. I see you. Okay, so we're starting straight ahead, and I'm going to be starting with introductions. Okay, so my name is Etima Umeh. Wendy has done most of the introductions, but I just want to say that I've been doing teen coaching. I was just thinking, I've been doing it since I was a teen myself. So like, I've been a peer mentor to fellow teens, and then I now grew into it. But I started doing this professionally a few years down the line. And in those few years, I've encountered lots of wonderful experiences with teens. As a matter of fact, teens are my favorite people in the whole wide world. Reason being that I've come to understand them. I've come to know the way they operate. Teens are pleasant, but it's unfortunate because parents and adults generally are usually irritated, usually upset, usually impatient with teenagers. I want you to sit back and enjoy what I have for you. Okay, so my topic says, can I assess? It's a question. Can I really assess the secret folder of my teen? I want you to know that your teenager, every single teenager, has a secret folder. Whether you want to accept it, whether you want to believe it or not, it is there. Remember, when you were a teenager, were there not pranks you played? Were there not things you did that even till tomorrow, I'm sure you're going down to the grave with those secrets? Some of them your friends know. Some of them only you know. But it hasn't changed. Teenagers will always be teenagers. They'll keep loading that folder. Okay, I pray I'll be able to finish everything because it's really broad, it's really wide. But God will help us. Hello, Chere. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I would like to start with a story. I heard the craziest thing I've ever heard a few weeks back. I met a teenager. This is somebody that when you look at, she's quiet, she's gentle. I'm like, all these good girls, you know. Although I've learned not to be deceived by teenagers' appearance, because I know that deep down there, there's something, there are things in it. And so somehow, I got to hear a bit of her story. And I followed her up. I said, I need to hear more. And with her permission, I'm going to share. This girl, let me just summarize. She started a relationship at age 12. This is not a Nigerian movie, life story. She started a relationship with a 25-year-old boy at age 12. Things happened so fast. And few months down the line, just as she was approaching 13, the young man died. She went to his house, you know, just because she had gone there before to see his mom and everything. And then the mom says, my daughter, you're his girlfriend. She said, yes. Imagine a 13-year-old girl saying yes, she has this. A 25-year-old guy is her boyfriend. And then the mother says, before he died, he told me you are pregnant. She said, me pregnant? How? 13 years old. And then she truly goes for, she guess who she talks to? Her friend. Hello from Togo, I see you. And then she goes with her friend, gets a pregnancy strip, does a pregnancy test, and it comes out positive. A 13-year-old girl is pregnant for a 25-year-old man that has just died, and her mom doesn't know, her dad doesn't know. As a matter of fact, please, these people are not unbelievers, they are not sinners, they are not evil men and women. Her mom works in church. I don't want to mention the church, a very solid church. Her mom works in the church. Her mom is a believer. Parents are believers. What will a 13-year-old girl know about carrying a pregnancy for someone who is even late? She doesn't even know what to do. The mother of this boy is begging, please keep this pregnancy. My son was an only child. I can't afford not to. 13 years old. She doesn't know what to do. She's in her state of confusion. Maybe because of the war and everything. She starts bleeding. Her mom keeps saying, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And she goes like, Mommy, I don't know. I think it's my period. My period does not just want to stop. And then her friend says, yes, they plan, they lie. Her mom, in fact, they just deceived her mom until when the thing got too much, I had to go to the hospital. And then the hospital said, this girl is having a miscarriage. 13-year-old girl having a miscarriage. And then they have to evacuate. And that is when the mom says, okay, it's about time you let me know what is happening. That is when the mom got to know. It's even annoying, more annoying to me, because after the mom has known that, okay, my teen has gotten into this kind of mess, I would have thought that the mom would draw her closer and find a way not to let this girl go off again. But she didn't. From that experience, the girl even had a greater void in her, and then she began to do drugs. So you see that when you miss that connection, when you miss that access to your teen's life, the effect of it can just have a rippling effect from one bad thing, from one risky behavior to another. And so please, I want to disabuse our minds, because a lot of us, especially as teen parents, we have this attitude of, yeah, whatever, I'm close to my teen, I know everything. No, that's not true. When our children are younger, they have a tendency to seek our attention. But when they become teens, we seek their attention. We must go after them. They will not come to us. A child always wants to be around you. A child always wants to, mommy, daddy. But when they become teens, when you're hanging around them, you're even embarrassing them. So it's a deliberate attempt. You must deliberately get close to your teenager. Please stop assuming that just because your child tells you everything that happens in school now, immediately they hit preteens. Immediately they hit preteens. For some of them, teen age, they just start avoiding you. So please get ready. It's going to happen. And like when they always say, knowledge is key. Just know that as close as you are to your daughter and son, they will begin to withdraw when they enter teen age. And so you must deliberately make an effort. Begin to put structures on how you are going to draw them close so that you can access their folder. Now, what is this secret folder we're talking? Yes, so drugs, 13. I've never heard a 12-year-old. Okay, I've heard. I've never seen. I saw her. I spoke to her. 12-year-old, pregnant. 12-year-old has had a miscarriage. 12-year-old has done drugs in 1 year. You must deliberately get close. Don't assume, I'm saying it again, don't assume that because you were close to them as a child, it will be automatic. It won't. Okay, so now, I've noticed that there's really a big gap. There's really a big gap between parents and teens. So the parents are complaining. My teen is giving me an attitude. My teen does not want me to get close. Do you know that the teenagers are complaining? They keep complaining. I want to talk to my mom. I'm surprised. I'm going to be sharing with us some things that the teenagers said I should tell you guys. Because every time they know I'm going somewhere, they're like, Auntie, please help us tell them. Auntie, please help us tell our parents this. So that means that they really want to communicate with us. But there is a gap. And I'm hoping that the Intentional Parents Forum is going to close that gap. It's going to teach us what we must do, what we can do to close that gap. So the first question I want us to treat is, why do teens keep a secret folder? Why? I mean, why? They were children, they were telling us everything. Why are they keeping a secret folder? The first thing is that it's natural. Teens are wired to hide things. They just feel that, okay, I'm easily judged. People are going to be checking how the quality of my decisions, and so let me hide them. People are going to judge me based on, especially my parents. My parents are going to judge me based on how the outcome of my decisions. So they want to hide. They want to hide. So it's a natural thing, and besides, they want to you know, I don't know how come we have all forgotten how we were when we were teenagers. There's just this thing that comes to you like, oh, please, I'm now a big guest. Like the way we say it, I'm now a big boy. I need to code things. So they are putting it out to you that I'm independent. But please, what they need is guided independence. I keep saying it. Allow them to be independent, but guide that independence. So the first thing is that it's natural. That's how teens are wired. They just want to act bold, big, and confident, and responsible. They don't know that it's not by that. But that's just how they are. Second is, they take pleasure. They take pleasure. It pleases them to hide from you. So don't think, so try to insist that they should not keep secrets. It's like taking away that pleasure from them. They derive joy. My daughter said, Mommy, she laughed when she was saying, Mommy, if I want to hide from you, you cannot catch me. And I'm like, this girl. I was like, really? Of course I can. Because she knows me. She knows I sniff around. She knows I understand the language of a teenager. She knows I have a way of getting my information. But she still looked me bold in the face and said, Mommy, you can. If I want to hide, you cannot catch me. So for me, I sat back and I said, wow, this is how teenagers think. The third is, they want to prove to you that they can outsmart you. So you're feeling like, you know, parents say things like, I've done more than this when I was your age. I have done more than this. I know. It's not true. These children are out on a mission to outsmart you. Just get it. Just know that it's a war of smartness. It's who can outsmart the other. The fourth thing is, and this is the most emotional for me. Your teenager wants you to earn the right to access them. They want you, you know, it's like two wrestlers, two champions fighting, and then one person wins and the other person just cut cap. I dove my cap. The teenagers want you to earn that right. They don't just want to drop their folder on your laps. Makagini, Makawai, as in how. I just come, my folder that I have been uploading since I became a teenager, I just come and drop it on you like a pack of cards. Why? So to them, you must gain you must earn it. You must earn that right. You must earn that right to access their folder. And please, I want you to know that their folder is actually accessible. It's really secret, but it's accessible. Before I go on, I want you to know that there's a difference between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is just, you know, cover. I'm just alone. Don't come in. Give me my space. That's privacy. But secrecy sometimes could even be dangerous. Secrecy has to do with deeper things. Secrecy has to do with what's the word now? So most times people will not hide pleasurable things. Have you noticed? Most times the things you hide are dangerous things. So your teenager is hiding her thought pattern. And please, I'm going to the next point. What are they hiding? What is in their folder? Their thoughts, their plans, their perception, their perception. So you are here, you are feeling like, I have brought up my teenager to be God-fearing. I brought up my teenager to marry to marry the other sex. I brought up my teenager to serve God. I brought up my teenager to work hard. Your teenager doesn't think so. Your teenager feels that he can earn money easily. Your teenager feels that, why struggle when I can bet? Just put 1,000 naira and get 100,000. But you think that your teenager is learning the value from you. You taught him as a child. So that is why he locks it up in his folder. That's why they lock up. They don't want you to know what they are thinking. So when I say access the folder, I'm not just saying go and access the information. Just tell them, when you come, start speaking. No. What are they thinking? How are they thinking? What line of thoughts do they have? So you are thinking that I'm a woman, I married a man, your father. You should marry your teenager doesn't think so. But you don't know. So that is why you need to assess. I'm not judging now, please. I'm not saying this is right or that is wrong. What I'm saying is, the earlier you know what your child is thinking, that your teenager is thinking, the better for you. The earlier. I mean, don't deceive yourself. It's better you just know that your child is not ready to walk in this life. The child just feels that. Because I hear these things I'm telling you, I'm not saying what I Googled. I'm telling you what we talk about in the Teens Roundtable, which is a platform where I relate with teenagers. The kind of things I've heard in the past almost 2 years, you can't believe it. These are church children. These are children of leaders. These are children of politicians. These are children of the high and mighty. But what they are thinking is really different from what you think you are putting into them. It is in their secret folder. But when they come, they see, they're like, oh, they act good. That is why you need to assess their folder. You need to go and think, what does this teenager truly believe? Do you know, let me say it at this point, that some of our godly teenagers don't believe that they should marry pure. They just feel like, when I'm 18, I can start having sex. Oh, 18 is too far. They just feel like drinking alcohol is part of teenage. They don't know. So you are thinking that, I've brought up my daughter to have value, to do this. You don't know that your daughter has already planned that she's going to take alcohol very soon. And that there's nothing wrong about it. From secret. I assessed it. They didn't come and tell me. I assessed it. So even as a teen mentor, every day I am assessing. Every day I'm assessing. I want us to move up. There are two ways. There are two ways we can assess. My time is running. There are two ways we can assess our teen secret folder. One is formal, which is, let's have a meeting, let's talk. That method is actually very, some people call it ineffective. Though it works for some teens. They like that seriousness. Sit down. Sister Tega, 18 is too far. Oh. Remember now, 13-year-old class, 13, 14. They're already planning these things. I'm not saying peer pressure now. I'm not saying they came to force them. They have already told themselves that I am going to do this thing. I'm looking forward to. They're excited about having this sex. But if you feel that you are going to present a virgin at wedding day, I don't like deceiving myself. So that's what I tell my teenagers. Trust. So you see, trust. When it comes to trust, trust is more from your end, not from your teenager's end. I tell my daughter, I trust you, but I trust you with one eye. I trust my teenagers, I trust them with one eye. So that I will not be disappointed, and so that I keep them on their toes. I don't because I trust you, so I will forget. No. That is one thing I want us to stop doing. Stop, because you make them know that you trust them so much. That is why they are breaking our hearts every day. We are hearing terrible things. Let them know that you are watching them with one eye, to keep them on their toes. Let them know that you know they can disappoint you, but you hope they won't. Okay, so let me go straight to the next point, which is the fact that, okay, I was saying something about trust. When it comes to trust, your teenagers need to trust you. Your teenagers need to trust you, because when they trust you, then they can let you access their secret folder. Okay. Now there are laws. Now, what is a law? A law is a rule, guideline, set up for certain behaviors, expected behaviors. These behaviors I'm about to reel out are the 3 laws. I call them the 3 laws. There are more. There are actually more. Three laws that you must obey this law. You must obey this law if you want your teenager, if you want to access their folder. Mind you, I was saying earlier that there are 2 ways, 2 formats. You have the formal way of accessing your teen's secret folder. You have the informal way of accessing. Informal way is where you guys are you're just gisting, you're just talking, you're picking it. See, when you're a teen parent or mentor, you're SSS. I don't know why parents are sleeping on duty. You cannot see, once you're a teen parent, boots, canvas, khaki, bakam, your eyes, your ears, they are moving. Don't relax and say, I brought up this child in the way of this, so the child cannot depart. Who said so? They are teens. And as a teenager, they are wired for experiments. They are wired to try things out. They are wired to just say, let me just try this thing and see. Because you ask them, why did you do this thing? They just tell you that, I just wanted to know how it feels. So you should be on your alert. When you're assessing their folder informally, you're listening, you're hearing, they make a comment, they laugh, somebody says something, and they re-echo it. That child likes it, that teenager likes it. He hears a story of somebody that outsmarted his parents, especially maybe when it had to do with alcohol or something like that, and they're like, correct guy, that's your son. That's for hailing that risky behavior. Your child is admiring it. You started assessing in secret folder. Please, this secret folder thing is not like we're going to have a meeting in Aso Rock and say, okay, bring the folder, bring this. No, you're going to be remember, like I said earlier, you're assessing their thoughts. The folder is their thoughts. The folder is their belief. The folder are the things they admire, the things they perceive. So they see a girl looking hot, almost naked, and they're like, wow, this is really hot. Your child when she leaves you and goes to university, she'll dress like that. It's not prayer. they told you, but you didn't know. You didn't assess. So don't wait for a formal time. You can begin to assess from now. You can begin to assess right now. So the 3 laws, I'm going to go straight, is the law of care, the law of communication, and the law of, I'm sure you know what it is, connection. Now, what is care? The Bible says that our Heavenly Father is not unaware of our feelings, of our emotions. Our Heavenly Father is not unaware of the things we are going through. That is care. Care is greater than love. Care is the advanced state of love, because for love you can even love the unlovable, but for care it's very difficult to care for the unlovable. So when I talk about care, I am saying that you should be mindful. You should feel. Please listen to the definition. Be mindful, feel concern, nurse, minister, and ensure the well-being of your teen. Caring for our teens, please permit me to read. Caring for our teens is key, because I've seen care work for me as a mentor. There are some teenagers, and there was one of them that told me that, auntie, if anybody touch you, auntie, I can kill somebody for you. Why? Care. I don't know them. I don't know them from anywhere. But this care is a strong weapon. It's a weapon of war for a teen. If you use care for your child, if you use care for your neighbor's teenager, if you use care for your teenagers, even your neighbors, you can get any. See, that teenager will tell you, even you won't ask. You see, that's one thing with the informal style of assessing the secret folder. You don't need to ask. They will come and submit the folder to you, just on the platform of care. Now, how can you care? I'm going to be rushing. Why is this time running so fast? I'm going to be telling us three ways to care. Care by empathizing. Empathy is, we know it, putting yourself in someone's shoes. Please, I want to tweak it a bit. I want to say that empathy is imagining that you were the one. You have not gone through it. You have not put yourself in the shoes. You just imagined that you were the one going through what your teen is going through. So just imagine that you're the teenager, you're confused, you are trying to find yourself and all that. And then what are you going to do? What are you going to be doing for that child? You're going to be showing him concern. You're going to understand that this child is... Look, teenagers are confused though. You know, we get deceived by their height, by their size, by their countenance, by their form. You see, that's why when I see them forming, I'm like, look at this one. You are forming, meanwhile you have problem, plenty. They have problems, challenges. Their challenges is that they're trying to find themselves. Who am I? Who do people say I'm this, but I don't feel I'm this. Conflict, self-conflict is the greatest thing, the greatest problem that the teenager has. So they're going through, they're trying to discover themselves. The greatest thing you can do for them is just to understand. Please, understand. A simple, how are you? You don't look good today. Do you know that a teenager, one of my teenagers, she's about 19 now, she's writing JAM for the 3rd time. And when JAM result came out, she stopped coming to church. She said because she doesn't want to hear story, sermon. Hey, why did you write that? Oh, why are you not in school? Is that what we're supposed to be telling a teenager? You should be concerned. She's like, nobody wants to help me. Nobody cares. But everybody just asking me why. No, please. And I want to also say something. You see, this thing about teenagers is not restricted to our biological teenagers. Please, it's not. Being a mother to a teenager, you don't have to birth that teenager. Because when a teenager has a problem and is struggling and gets into risky behavior, that teenager will somehow jam your own child. That your child that you're protecting. That your child that you are minding, you are caring for, you are teaching, you are praying for, everything will become the friend of your own. Do you know that I heard recently that drugs are being sold in church? There's a church, big church, one of the biggest churches in Abuja. They caught some teenagers selling drugs in the toilets. They caught some teenagers trying to initiate other teenagers. In the church. I did not say in the club. In the church. So when you protect your children, you take them to school yourself, you bring them back, your house is a very high fence. Will you stop? Will you not go to church? Will they not go to school? I had a case of one of our senators, these senators of Federal House of Rep or something. The boy, his parents were here. The boy reached Cotonou and stayed for 2 weeks. 2 solid weeks. Why? He feels lonely. No care. Nobody checking on him. Nobody saying, are you okay? You're quiet. What's happening? Nobody nursing him. Nobody saying, okay, this child, like in empathy, you know, empathy is your child comes back. I'm talking about caring by empathizing. Your child comes back from school feeling beaten, battered, and blown off because somebody made just one sentence to him. And you're like, first of all, some will not even notice. Some parents will not even notice. Those that notice, how do you empathize? Oh, is that all? So the only thing you know how to do is how to reply me. You could not answer him, but you are folding my hand, this boy. That's not how I brought you up. I brought you up to be strong. I brought you up to stand for yourself. I brought you up to fight for yourself. Is that what you're talking about right now? For Christ's sake, feel sad with him. Don't you remember when you were also told something terrible? Don't you remember how you cried? I remember how one of the celebrities in Nigeria told me I was the worst event planner that she had ever met. That was years back. I thought about that thing for years. So this is that's why Jesus told us that he's not unconcerned. This is Jesus now. He gave us the power to control our emotions. He gave us the power he gave us the authority to overcome every circumstance. But he says that he still cares and he's also touched. So when you cry, Jesus feels it. So why will your teenager be crying and you feel that, come off it? Why? Please. Your child is, you would wonder now that, so why did that boy, as a matter of fact, he took his parents' money in millions. They went, the story is plenty. They planned this thing. They were planning it for weeks. For weeks. And the parents, they don't know why. You're not nursing that child. Because if you're nursing that child, if you're serving that child, I'm not saying spoiling, if you're serving that child, you would know when that child becomes sneaky. Remember, we're talking about assessing the folder. You would know if you're waiting on that child. Give them responsibility. Actually, I'm the responsible teens coach. I'm #1 advocate for responsibility. But there is a place for nursing. Nursing their emotions. Nursing their feelings. Do you even take time to look at your teens? Like, look at them like this. Like, notice that something is wrong. That's caring by empathizing. Please, don't judge them. Oh. Judge, you see, we're overflogging this issue of judging. It cannot be overemphasized, really. We should stop judging. Rather, begin to empathize. Next is, when you're empathizing, please don't jump quickly into solutions. Because when you do, your teenager just feels like, oh, so because I came to come and tell her, she feels like I can't solve my problems. Allow them to think. Just, you know when the Bible says, cry with those crying. That's what I'm saying. Simply. Cry with those crying. Laugh with those crying. It's in the Bible is complete. The Bible is complete. The Bible is the first manual for parenting. Please empathize with them. Next is care by appreciating. Caring by appreciating. You know what I noticed about appreciation? Appreciation looks so easy, but it's very difficult for parents to appreciate teenagers. Because you've come to this point that I've been serving you now since you're a child. I've been serving you, I've been taking care of you, changing your pampers, packing your bag, doing this. Now, please, you are old enough already. Anything you do for yourself, you better do it. And so, even when they do things, you don't feel like you owe them. Please appreciate. There was one day my daughter told me, in fact, to show you how hot she was, she raised her voice at that point. You don't even appreciate. You had been talking. When she got to that appreciation, that day I cringed. You don't even appreciate me. Nothing I do is right. Everything you always complain. I said, but I do say you don't. I said, wow. This issue of appreciation is serious. You don't even have to appreciate them for what they have done. Can you appreciate them for who they are? There is no child that doesn't have a strong point. Even if the only thing that your child knows is to say, hi mom, how was your day? Appreciate him. Call him and don't just say, fine, thanks. Say, do you know I appreciate you for always looking out for me? Do you know I appreciate you for always being concerned? Please, you need to see, and one thing with appreciation is you need to deliberately go out there and find what to appreciate. See, everything about parenting a teen is in the mind. Is the deliberate action. I hope I said it at the beginning, that assessing your teen's folder is deliberate. Even when you want to appreciate your teenager, you need to do it. You need to think, what am I appreciating now? Don't just say, they say we should appreciate, so you start appreciating. What are you appreciating for? I want to say at this point, and please someone help me write it down. Lack of appreciation leads to rebellion, and I will explain. If you find a teen that is rebelling, that teen is low on appreciation. Is the truth. Is the truth. So this how the teenager thinks. I understand how they think. They say things like, since nobody wants to accept my dad, since nothing I do is good, oh yeah, now so let me just. So they go the flip side. So that's why you see them rebelling. In their mind, there is no need. There is no need to try. Nobody is going to notice. Nobody is going to know. Your child is in boarding house. They come back. You cannot tell them how. Thank you, Auntie Leader. You cannot tell them how you miss them and why. Not just I missed you. In this generation, we are so much of paparazzi. Oh, so I missed you, boo boo. Is that what we're talking about? Why did you miss boo boo? Why did you miss boo boo? Tell boo boo that I missed you because I kept waking up late. You weren't there to wake me up. I kept missing my appointment because we're not there. I kept not taking food, lunch to work. I kept. Boo boo helps you decluster everything that you have to do. One of my teens, the only thing this girl does for me is to help me with my WhatsApp. This girl is good with it. And I make her know that I'm not taking you for granted. I appreciate you because this thing you're doing for me, I can't even do it for myself. Please, a lack of appreciation, and I'm saying it again, because I've been wondering, why are teens rebelling? Why are they rebelling? They're rebelling because nobody's appreciating them. Please. And let me tell you, when you start appreciating, they come close. Whoop, whoop. When you start appreciating, they come close. They want to judge. They're like, okay, that means you're not judging me. That means you're saying, it's not like you don't know they do something wrong. There's a particular parent that came to me. She complained, oh, this boy does not do this. This boy does this. This boy, I'm tired of him. I'm going to send him back. Meanwhile, I had the opportunity to stay with this boy at the boot camp. Such a sweet soul. I know you will say because I don't live with him. But do you know what? One day I asked my teenagers something. I said, okay, can you guys tell me, give me a message to your parents? You know what the boy said, this same boy? He said, can our parents stop, can they take off their eyes from our weaknesses for once and start appreciating at least the good we do? And that was how I got him even close. I got him close by saying, wow, the boy likes to read. I said, the way you read, I envy you. Oh, please, I want to learn how to read like you. Oh. That was how we struck that connection. But I'm appreciating him. And so anytime he reads the book, he says, Auntie, I've just finished reading one book. You know, that's how to assess. This boy started telling me things he's battling with. He smiles every time. I didn't know he was going through depression. That is how you are going to assess your child's folder. By appreciating. Not re-echoing their weaknesses and their misdoings. By appreciating, even if it's only one, chukuli, just appreciate that one. The next thing I want to talk about is what? Okay, we're running out of time. Let's go to the second law. Okay, let me just conclude with care. Care is not about money. If not, the children of the rich will not do the wrong things. The children of the rich will not get depressed. The children of the press, the children of the rich will not go into drugs. If so, I hope you know. And Stega is coming by 9. She will tell you that one of the reasons why teenagers go into drugs is this void. It's the void that they feel. There's a gap. And if you begin to care, you close that gap. So are you saying that we're getting the answers now? One of the ways to close the gap between parents and teenagers is to care. Care is not a noun, it's a verb, an action word. Care is the foundation for a healthy relationship with the teen. Care is massaging your child's emotion. So, your teenager is like this, every time strong, every time bottled up, you start caring. Either you empathize or you appreciate, you will see that child. You know what I say? Care is pressing your teen's mumu buttons. Use care to do it. Somebody help me write it down. Care is pressing your teenagers, we're talking about teens now, mumu buttons. Number 2, the law of communication. To communicate means to talk, to listen. But for a teen parent, I want you to emphasize more about listening, because when you hear communication, the first thing, talk. No. My mentor, Mr. Tekena, one of my mentors, Mr. Tekena Ikuku, told us that when you become a teen parent, you have moved from the ruler stage of parenting to the mentor phase. Who is a mentor? A mentor is someone that listens. He listens to inspire. He listens to inspire. He listens to influence. So as a teen parent, whether you call yourself mentor or not, you have become one. You are the first mentor to your teen. You cannot mentor without listening. You see, this issue of listening is a deliberate act. That's why I said teen parenting is deliberate parenting. Teen parenting is something you must sit down and say, okay, let me go and read a book. Learning the art of listening. You need to learn how to listen. It's not an easy task, because when you're listening, you just want to jump and start talking. You just want to jump and start giving advice and start giving counsel and start lecturing. Please. Hey, as a teen parent, you must learn to listen. Now, do you also know that there's a way to listen? I'm going to just run through because my time is completely gone. Like, I can't believe this. Number 1, when you're listening, validate, not fix it. I said it earlier. Do not
Do not fix their problems. Listen first. Empathize next. Then before you start, first of all, validating them, appreciating them for even coming that far in the decisions they took. Validate, not fix. Number 2, correct, not condemn. Correct, not condemn. Why did you? How could you? Why did you? Coulda, woulda, Harvard. All those things that we do, you give your teenager will just lock. You know, one thing with assessing your teenager's folder is that your teenager gives you assets in levels. I have experienced it as a teen mentor. When they come, they just tell you small. They want to see how you handle it. Then they bring more. Then they bring more. There are some of their secrets I'm going to go down to the grave with. God helping me. Please. They have not even landed. You start. Next time, you should not. Next, you can't assess. You know, you won't assess it. You will not assess. If you want to correct, already, when they have taught us how to connect, then we correct. Don't condemn. Don't say you should not have it good. No, just correct. Say next time, do it this way. So correct, not condemn. Listen like a friend and not a lecturer. You know how our lecturers used to teach now? They just come to the board. Bam! Welcome to course 406. Then they talk from the beginning to the end. A friend doesn't listen like that. Their friends don't listen like that. Their friends don't listen like that. Their friends listen without interrupting. Their friends encourage them to talk. You know, you know your friend, their friends will encourage them. When they are speaking, their friends will be like, oh, you know, so they keep talking. They keep talking. Even from their outlook, even from their body language, you want to keep talking. But some of us, you go, Mommy, guess what happened? Do you know this girl? As they start, you have already folded your hands. You're already doing like, You didn't talk, because now you say, I didn't talk. You're listening, no? But you have this look. That's not how friends listen. Friends listen. Friends, their countenance encourages them to keep speaking. When you are listening, please, it's not about you. So, take out after all I've done, do you know I'm the teens coordinator? Do you know I am a pastor's wife? Do you know your dad is a pastor? Do you know that your father is a CEO? Do you know who we are? Don't spoil our family name? Is that what? See, at that point when your teenager is trying to give you access to their folder, they don't need that. They don't need your reputation. That's not what they need. What they need is help. What they need is an ear. Your teenager can do anything to have your ears. These days, I can hardly sit in a full service without interruption. One teenager is, I want to tell you something. So my ears keep going. That's all they need. Do I have a solution to all their problems? No. But do you know, by the time these teenagers finish speaking, I see it on their face. A heavy burden has been taken. That's why I say your teenager actually wants you to access their folder. That's the truth. They act like, okay, they're locking it up. Of course, they take pleasure in locking it. Remember, we said it earlier. They take pleasure in locking it up. But they derive great fulfillment in allowing you access it if they trust you. That is why trust is about you, not your team. It's about you. I want to quickly read out some things. You know, I did a research. Teenagers across boards, across churches, across ages, you know. And I said, what is the greatest problem you're having as a teen? Almost 90% had to do with listening. That's when I knew it's a serious matter. See what they wrote in their words. Mom, I wish you could be a good listener and stop jumping into conclusion before I even finish talking. Number 2, I wish I could tell you that I know you were only hearing me and not listening to me. Because the question you asked after I finished speaking had nothing to do with what I'm saying. So for those of us that listen with our phones on, for those of us that listen and our minds are still in the office, still in our places of business, still doing something else, only your ears are there, they know. Your teenager knows that you did not listen. You were only hearing. The third person said, I wish I could tell you the terrible things the people you compare me with are doing. You don't know, so you keep wanting me to be like them. When I try to tell you, you say I'm just jealous. So you're not even listening. You know, your child will be trying to tell you in a coded way. Your teen is trying to tell you in a coded way. But you're just ranting. You're just talking. That is how you're comparing. Comparison can cause a teenager to commit suicide. I'm not joking. Even if you're comparing your teenager with his other siblings. Another person said, I wish you could really listen to me when I'm telling you about my experience in school. Because many times I have exposed my mistakes and my secrets to you. But you did not get it. That's why I said connect as access to your teens folder is in levels. They will drop it. They want to see if you can handle it. Some of us, they will tell us the thing. You will shout, hey, this boy wants to kill me. This girl wants, you would throw such a tantrum that your teenager will be like, hello, don't go there. Don't release the key. Hide the folder. They will put the folder deeper. Because of how you reacted. Another person said, for me, no one even listens in my house. My parents don't listen. My elder ones don't listen. They have now become like my parents. They also don't listen. So listening is key. Listening is key. Before I finish this point, I want you to know that your teenager hears loudly. Someone help me write. Your teenager hears loudly what you are not saying. He's hearing it loudly. He hears, you are disturbing me, oh, leave me alone. He has heard it, but you didn't say it. Your teenager hears loudly what we are not saying. Do you know that if your teenager comes, you know, teenagers, they can have funny stories. Very dry. If you hear my daughter talking about things that happen in school, you'll be like, what is my business with this matter? But I'm like, oh, are you serious? So sometimes I miss the names. She's like, Mommy now, it's not Divine, it's Blossom. Mommy, it's not Blossom, it's Janet. She knows that you are not listening. So they tell you some very crazy things, some very silly. That's the word, silly. Sometimes they even say jokes that are silly. Just laugh. Form it. You remember your goal. Your goal is to access the folder. In that laughter, the teenager says, wow, so I made my mom laugh. She releases. So you're going to see, you're not going to assess. And I'm going to say, somebody help me write it down. Assessing your teens folder is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing one. There are some things, do you know there's some things I've not told my mom till now that happened to me as a teenager? But I know eventually I might do. So assessing that folder it's just like connection. Connection is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. Same thing with assessing. So you assess today, you now say, hey, my teenager has told me a secret. That's not all. There's more. Please, let's jump to connection. I just have 10 minutes. Let's jump to connection. Do you know I discovered one scripture? The Bible says in Malachi chapter 4 verse 1 that in the last days, which you know we already are in, our Heavenly Father, that's God, will connect. Auntie God will connect the heart of the Father to the Son. The Lord re-echoed that scripture to me. Said that is connection. I know a lot of the other speakers have spoken about fathers. It's not a joke. There's a problem. Connecting God by himself. And do you know what the part B of that scripture says? It says, if not, there will be destruction in the land. So the reason why we're having all these issues, the reason why we're having all these problems these days is disconnection. Please, people should not get tired of saying it. When it calls it connection parenting, don't get tired. It's scriptural. So the Bible, God himself is saying, if you don't want to do it, he will help you. He needs to help us to connect the heart. Connection is not by face. Let me say it at this point. Some of us connect on social media. Some of us connect by twinning. Some of us connect by, the pictures we post. All of us did we twin in our family. You want the world to feel like you are connected, but we know, God knows, you're your teen, not us now. Please, let's get it right. Your teen knows that he's not connected to you, but you feel you are connected just because you guys all went for summer. You guys all did vacation together. You guys go to the restaurant together. You go out together. So you feel you are connected. All those are just a process. They're just a process. Look, when next you go for dinner, have a target in your mind. I want to assess a bit. I feel like assessing. I feel like assessing. And there's something I do when I get into that mood of assessing. I start to press a button. There's a button I must press. That connection button is a question. Assess. You cannot connect without questioning. All this lecturing. I remove the spirit of lecturing from the heart of every teen parent and every teen mentor. I remove it. So you see some teenagers, if there's a teacher that wants to teach, they will leave that class. Why? Okay, you see this connection thing. Now you say we're overflogging it. Why do you listen to the particular radio station you listen to? Why is there a pastor you can't connect with? Why is there a teacher you can't connect with? Why are there friends you can't connect with? Why? What's the problem? There's something about connection. So somebody is preaching and preaching and preaching, but you didn't get anything. Why? You didn't connect. You can't access. Yes. You can't. No, if you don't connect. Okay, let me say this. There is a direct link between who you listen to. Someone help me write it down. Who you listen to and who you connect with. You will listen to who you connect with, and you will connect with who you listen to. So, for example, my Bishop Oyedepo, I didn't connect with him immediately as I joined the church. You know, I didn't understand what he was saying. When I connected with him, I want him to keep speaking to me. And when I listen to him, I connect with him the more. So it goes together. Hey, PP. So who you listen to is who you would connect with. That is why you must listen. Back to listen. That's why you must keep listening to your teenager. If you keep listening to your teenager, you would eventually connect with them. And when you connect with them, you would want to keep listening. It cannot be separated. Okay, so connection. Connection is relating, associating, staying in touch, awakening meaningful emotions. Do you know what to do to press that button that will get your child or your teenager to just start talking? Do you know? It's an act. It's a skill. You don't just come, bam, I've connected, start talking. No. You need to build it up. You need to connect. You need to create a bond, create a rapport. You know, I hear parents saying, excuse me, I don't have time for that. You don't have time for that and you want to access folder. Please, you are wasting your time. Oh. You cannot connect with who you don't have a rapport with. How? When your child was younger, you don't need to even deliberately have a rapport. They'll just come and be talking. They'll just come and be trying to relate with you. But when they become a teenager, you need to find gist. You know, I went to speak somewhere, and I told the parents, I said, you keep complaining that, I beg, you don't have a good sense of humor. You are an introvert. Please, there's no introvert parent thing, no. If you are an introvert, come out of it, oh. Find a way. If you don't know how to say jokes, go and Google jokes. You're a teen teacher. Your class is dry, no laughter, no gist, no joke, and you want them to come and tell you what happened to them. You want them to come and tell you that they feel like committing, or they are going to commit suicide in December. How would they tell you? When you did not make them even to smile. You can't make a teenager smile. Please. Sometimes I see my husband. He brings his drama skills. I had to tell him one day, I say, you're not so good at speaking. Talking. But you can act. That acting endears them. They're like, ah, daddy make us laugh, daddy make us laugh. From that laughter, you can start chipping in things. Now he has learned a bit more. I've taught him the art of questioning. There's something we say in teen mentoring, that your teenager will not come and tell you things. It's you that will get it out. Folake says, it's you that will draw it out. It's you that is like a well. They have a well. A well loaded with information. A well loaded with plans. A well loaded with concepts, precepts, and perceptions, beliefs. They have it. How are you going to draw from it? You ask questions. So, I've been talking to my teenagers about not having sex before marriage. And then one day it occurred to me to ask them why. I heard the strangest reason. I was shocked. That is why you should have a rapport. How will you assess? Because I needed to assess that folder. And then I asked. And then one of them said, because I don't want to have a disease.
I said, Jesus. One of them said, because I heard it's painful. Another person said, because I don't want to get pregnant. Those are all good reasons, but not enough. Because if someone else assesses that folder and tells them that no, it's not painful, there's what to do to make it not to be painful, the child will go and have sex. Do you get the point? So you need to find a way. You cannot connect with who you don't have a rapport with. All this forming seriousness every time. You can't do it too. You can't. You remember, you are now in the mentoring stage. That's why people wonder why teen mentors are friendly. Teen mentors. Sometimes it looks as if the teenagers are taking it for granted. My dear, we are doing it for a purpose. Teen mentors in the building. Say hallelujah. We are doing it for a purpose. Oh. Sometimes you look like a fool in front of the teenagers. We need to do that so that we can assess. We want to assess. Because you don't assess, you cannot influence. MP, write it down. You don't assess, you can't influence. What are you going to be influencing? What do you know that you want to influence? Sometimes the things you think you should be influencing your teenagers on are not the things that they need influence on. They might not have it in that area. That's not what they're struggling with. They're struggling with this or that thing. You might see a teenager. You might see a teenager looking bold. You don't know that teenager has self-esteem issues. How would you know if you don't have a rapport? How would you know if you're not connecting? Now, in connecting with your teenager, simple way to do it: be open. Stop covering you yourself, your secret. If you want to come and connect with somebody, how? You know, I was surprised one day. I was talking to my teenagers about my first boyfriend. I was telling them how God helped me, and I wasn't this virgin as a teenager. One of them said, yes, you have told us the story. Another one said, really? They know my story. Especially that story that has to do with them. Especially so the only thing she remembered about that story is how I came out of that relationship. You want to assess a teenager's fault that you too, you're covering your own. Oh, yeah, the mentors in the building. Look at them, the mentors in the building. You just have to find a way to tell your stories. They are going to be open. They tell you something, start lecturing them. They are not looking for lecturer. They have lecturer in school. Be open. Next is be sacrificial. Sacrifice your time as a parent. Please, I know we are busy. I know we need the money to make them comfortable. I know, but it's a sacrifice. Quality time is an essential tool for connection. Help me write. Quality time is an essential tool for connection. Money would be spent while you are sacrificing. Some of them will come and tell you their life's problem. They don't need prayer at that time. They need you to bring out money and say, take. There was a teenager that couldn't pay for something I didn't even have at that time. But I knew that if I find a way to give this boy this money, I can access plenty things in his life. I can, and I did. Because, now listen, when you sacrifice for your teen, your teen feels indebted. And he pays you by giving you access, one more level of access. That's how he rewards you. He can't buy you anything. I can't give you the money back. So what he does, or what she does, is to give you, auntie, in fact, I want to tell you something. I've been wanting to. That's when you hear, I have been wanting to tell you something. Why? Because you've just sacrificed something. So please learn to sacrifice your money, your time, your attention. See, attention is a sacrifice. So how people know? To sit down and listen attentively is a sacrifice, but you need to do it. Next is please, can you just stop being old school, somebody? In that research I did, there was something, yes, like taking teenagers out for lunch. You look, you know that taking out for lunch, you can, that day, if you don't get one major secret in that teenager's life, call me, ask Wendy for my number. You take a teenager out for lunch. You know, when I had the boot camp last year, I was deliberate. I said that people were saying, go to a government school, go to one place that you want to hide the bush. I said, no. I spoiled them. Hey! I spoiled them. If you the camp I took them to, they had AC, they had water heater. Some of them had never seen that. Some of them had never seen the kind of treatment I gave to them at that camp. Till today, there are some of them that are not in Abuja. I keep getting information from. I keep hearing things about. They keep telling me things. It's a sacrifice I did, though. Because it was not convenient. But I was deliberate. I needed to do something extra. Because when you do something extra, your teenager will give you something extra.
Your teenager will give you extra access. Let me say it that way. So you can write it down. You do something extra, you get something extra. Yes, Wendy. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Wendy did something. Wendy Kobnomi. You know what is Kobnomi, you guys? Kobnomi is what Calabar women, what they say Calabar women, what we put in the food for our husbands to eat that keeps drawing them back. That is it. When you put something in your teenager, they will run their mouth like tap. This teenager that was just looking like it can never break. He will start run. They will just keep you. You're the one that will say it's okay. So when we say I can't say I don't know what is in their mind, you have not obeyed the laws. Remember, we're talking about the laws, the law of care, the law of communication, the law of connection. Another thing we can do, I was saying, is can you please leave the old? One of the teenagers wrote in that research that I don't get it when I go for teens program and I see parents and teens teachers and mentors dressing old school. They should now switch to pidgin. I beg, wait, I want to tell this one now. In her words. I beg, wait, I want to tell this one now. So your teenager disconnects from you because already they feel you are old. My daughter told me what she knows. I'm a yoppie mommy, a yoppie auntie. I know that one. I don't need complete. I know it. I'm deliberate. If you see me going to church, when I'm dressing, I'm like, I need a teenager to talk to me today. I need to assess a folder. You know that assessing mood. I need to assess. I go deliberately. Seriously, I go deliberately. My daughter still feels that, Mommy, but there's some things I cannot tell you now because you are old. So it's a deliberate act. I'm trying to prove to her that I might be older than you, but my mind is as young as yours. Remember that age is in the mind. Age is in the mind. Please. Can you not wear some of those things again? Can you not wear, can you just stop wearing coats instead of suits? Can you stop wearing Mary Amaka gowns and say because you want to cover? No, excuse me. Please, you're not going to connect. You're not going to connect. Please. This is a serious thing. You see, this dressing thing for a child is fine. But for a teenager, there's a direct relationship between the way you look and the connection you get. I've caught teenagers sizing me up. I'm not joking. I've caught them. They give you this look like, she rich. I see them looking at other teachers. Other teachers take it personal. They don't know that is an opportunity for you to go and check. I'm not saying be naked. No, I don't. As a matter of fact, I don't dress. I don't do below the knee. You show me a gown that is on my knee. It's too short. My gown must cover my knees. But it's trendy. If it's 3, I'll use 3. There are some things I can wear to my fellowship. I can wear to night video. I can wear anywhere. But not to where I'm meeting a teenager. No, I don't do it. I don't. Because you will lock up. See, dressing like old school is like telling your teenager to tie the fold and throw away if you don't even have access. Please be deliberate. You can't be a teen parent now. And I'm looking at the way some teen parents and parents, I'm like, oh my God, this boy can never, even if you pray fast, lay hands, that girl will never tell you. I have to start working on it with the few teen parents, even the pastors. My husband is a pastor. I started because I want to close that gap. I have a passion, a desire to close that gap. So I like to give feedback back to parents. I like going to parents to whisper, Pastor, this is your clothes. Next time, I beg, help me wear jeans. Because your child is watching. Remember, they want to actually give out this information, but they are looking. The next thing is you must be humorous. I've said it before. If you don't know how to get jokes, go and Google it. Read jokes. When you see something on a billboard, just deliberately create humor around you. Please, your teenagers are not your colleagues. Your teenagers are not your business. The customer service guru is here now. I see her here. She will even tell you that in customer service now, you need to seduce. You need to seduce your customers. By seduction, I don't mean your outfit. I mean your character. You need to be warm. You need to be nice. You need to be friendly. They should be flocking around you. I'm not boasting. 2 weeks ago, I was in a church. And so I missed I missed church, my church, but I had to still go back. From the gates, from the car, the chimney just flocked out. Auntie, where were you? Auntie, you did not come and do this talk. Auntie, it was you we wanted. Auntie, where did you go? Auntie, why did you go? Auntie, when? It's connection. It was not built over time. I remember when I first joined Teens Church about 15 years ago. It wasn't like that. That time I was always pregnant. I had my children close gapped. I was always pregnant. So if I tell you I knew up to 5 teenagers with their names, I'm lying. I didn't know up to 5. Because when I sit, I just sit at the back with my big belly or my baby breastfeeding. They couldn't connect. You know, maternity gowns. I know what I was wearing. I didn't have time to talk. I was just concerned about. I didn't connect with any teenager. I said I didn't even know their names. Many of them didn't know my name. But it has changed. And that's why I know that on this journey of parenting teens, you can work it. You can work it out. You can plan it. Oh no, deliberately create humor. You find a way. I know you're an introvert. Yes, just try. Try. Please, before I round off, I want to just say, I'm just going to read it. Points to note about connection. Connection is the greatest asset in your relationship with your teen. Connection is more, when they leave me alone, connection is more private than public. I've said it before. Connection is hard work. It's not for lazy. These things I've said. Is it easy to do? Is it easy to go and learn how to say a joke, crack a joke? It's not. Is it easy to laugh when something is funny? No. It's hard work. Connection is hard work. Connection is not for lazy people, though. These people will be complaining. My teenager does not tell me anything. He's just keeping things. He's hoarding things. What have you done? Begin to work. Next is you can learn connection, because for teenagers it doesn't happen by chance. It's deliberate action. I've said it. Connection is intertwined with listening. I've said it. Connection is the price for the access. Yes, Auntie Chinyere, I know you are an introvert. I know you write a lot. I know you write well. But Auntie Chinyere, you will not gain more coverage if you don't at least come out of that introverted nature. I'm not saying change your personality, but when you are relating with teens, now when you're relating with us as parents, you can be quiet. My mentor, she's very calm, but when she comes to the teens round table, I don't know that's how I know that everybody can be anything. That's how I know. My mentor, Pastor Ivy, she's a gentle lamb. But when she comes to the teen round table, I see another side of her. She'll just lighten up. She'll just come out of her shell. She'll just be. That's how I know that you can. Find a way. Read. Let Akporo be your first. Bobby. Learn their jokes. Learn some sparks. So that when you come out, because they like it. They like it. When I go to speak in churches, I find a way to go to the teens church. And in that 10 minutes, I'm there, I hear things. It's not a joke. Somebody said, Auntie, that thing you said, can I tell you? I'm talking about a visiting church. They will have to give me table and chair to start doing counseling, because people will follow me. Teenagers that they say are not opening up. They will even tell me things like, I want to tell my parents. They want to, but they are not getting the platform. They are not. Now, what is the attitude of a parent? Or a teen mentor, somebody that wants to assess. Because, we're talking about 2 different things. There are some parents that don't want to assess. I wish you luck. For those of us that want to assess, and that's why I congratulate you for coming to this conference. Well done. Well done. It shows me that you want to assess. Yes, there is no shortcuts. It's not for lazy people. No work, no chop. Abi, that's how they say it. No work, no access. No work, you see work. No work, no access. You will not, even if it's your gift, even if it's for those of us that God put inside of us, you still have to work. You have to be deliberate. Now, there's an attitude. The first attitude of someone who wants to assess is that you must be trustworthy. You must earn their trust. Don't tell your teenager, trust me now. Just tell me. I'm your mom. I'm your dad. Talk to me. You can trust me. It's not by speech. A teenager once told me that after my mom promised not to tell anybody. My parents still went and told our family members. How can you do that? Then you come and say, my son is always keeping to himself. Only God knows what is in this boy's mind. You were the one now. You have not earned his trust. Remember I said access is in levels. He gave you small. You blew it out. He will not tell you. He will not tell you. Number 2, you must be matured enough not to express shock at whatever they tell you. So a teenager came to tell me that one of our other teenagers tried to forcefully sleep with her. But before she would tell me, she was dancing around. Oh, Auntie, I want to tell you something. I said, Auntie, you will not believe it. You'll be disappointed. I said, is the person pregnant? No. Did the person kill himself? Did he join cult? So please, I can take anything. But she kept feeling like, oh no, I don't want to, I don't know if you can handle this. And then when she told me, I was like, she just said, really? Auntie, just like that? Hey, thank God. She didn't know that I could handle, it was, this thing I'm telling you was grievous. In my mind, I was shattered. But I packaged myself. You need to be matured. Even if you feel like, one day I heard some of my teenagers close, in fact, I call them my children, talking about alcohol. I say, Jehovah Nissi. He said, I think alcohol is even sweet. The other one said, no, it's not sweet, it's bitter. They were talking, I was there. Oh. I created a platform, then I did as if I was not there. I was present. I did as if I was not really paying attention. So when they mentioned it, that I didn't scream. They now started, yeah, so that was how the alcohol. They started talking about alcohol right in front of me, and they know I don't accept it. But I created the platform because I don't scream. I don't express shock. Sometimes I have to call Wendell, sometimes I have to call Folake, or sometimes I have to call Satega or another team mentor to follow me and hear what I'm hearing, you know. But in front of them, I package myself like, bring it on. Bring it on. But when you start shouting, they say no more access. They deny you. Next thing is, always have your lips sealed. Please. The stories I share about teenagers, I take permission. You should see the way I'm doing it. Sweetheart, you know, God usually gives me the opportunity to speak to parents. Please, can you permit me to say your story? I will not mention your name. I will not let anybody know it's you. And they say, okay, ma. If they say no, I won't. The attitude of someone that wants access is, don't even tell their sibling. You now go and tell your second child what your first child did or told you. Don't. That is not the attitude of someone that wants to access. Next is, remember to make fun. To never make fun or light of the content of their folder. So your child has given you access to her folder. Part of the things you discovered is that your child is actually low on the way he thought about this or planned it, and you now make fun. Think it's funny? You think it's funny? You will not get more access. Nothing is like, sometimes I hear them speak and I'm like, oh, seriously, how can you be thinking like this? Of course, I know that your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed. I know one part of your brain is not, but this one is too much now. But I don't express it. Because you must always make your team know that you value them. You value that decision. Please, lip sealed. Please, no unnecessary jokes. None of it. Remember, they're already dealing with their identity. They're trying to find themselves. And then you come and make a joke. They would even forgive their peer for making a joke. But they can never forgive you. Mommy, daddy, auntie, uncle, mentor. They can't forgive you for making a joke. They will forgive their friends. But you need to be deliberate. Stop making jokes. Oh no, please don't. Don't make light of it. I've said it before, be open-minded. When your teen tries to give you an access, give them access too. Tell them how you struggled. Tell them how you were crumbling under the weight of peer pressure. You were more pressured than Joseph. They need to know so that they can tell you that, mommy, this is it. So that they can break down, be vulnerable. That's what I'm saying. To assess your teens folder, you must have the attitude of vulnerability. You must be vulnerable. Macho does not work with teenagers. Because as a matter of fact, when you come presenting yourself as a macho man or woman, your teenager is like, oh, I can't relate. I can't connect. They disconnect. They disconnect. So that's why you see mentors playing various roles. Mentors, I hail mentors, oh, teen mentors. You guys are doing a great job. Teen mentors are doing a great job. Because you have to, we call you teen parent partners. We call teen mentors parent partners because they're actually parents. So I can't do it. I can't do without teen mentors because you can actually walk. Do you know that as a parent, I'm a teen mentor. My children, my teenagers, my biological children have mentors. I'm not one of those people that say, hey, I can handle everything. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Position, thank you, ma'am. Position yourself, position your teenager with teen mentors. Finally, because the boss is here with her time. Finally, have connection moments. Have connection moments. Connection moments, please, will be determined by your teenager, not you. You're not the one to say, let's no. Your teenager is the one to tell you that I ask my teenagers, so when do you connect more or most or better? Some of them say, while we're cooking, while we're driving, while we're talking, while we're this, while we're dancing, while we're playing a game, while we're the connection moments. Please help me write it down. Have connection moments, and your connection moment will be determined. There's a way you present the environment, and it's a connection moment. Catching your teen is ready at that point to give you access. I'm so sorry, I need to stop here. Before I go, at the beginning of the video I posted a link. I'm going to take questions, please. When it's just 15 minutes, let me just take just 1 or 2 questions. I posted a link. That's my online book, How to Get Your Teens to Open Up to You. It's online for everyone that was here today that can quickly, before I take it out, please go download it. It's a book you need to read. Then I have a course, a master class, Teen Open Up. Look, I'm on this mission. I'm on this mission to get these teens to open up to you because mentors cannot take all the information alone. We need parents to come on board. So please, parents, stop. Don't play down on these things. It's serious. Do you know that if you don't assess, your teen can run into trouble? Your teen can get into a very risky behavior that will put you in trouble and make you spend more money. So please register. I'm going to share it with Wendy, and with her permission, she's going to post it on the Intentional Parent group. It's going to come up in July, on the 19th of July. Teen Open Up course. Then I have the Teen Open Up, How to Get Your Teens to Open Up to You audio program. Then I have the How to Get Your Teen to Open Up to You book. Then I have my latest CD. It's tagged 3 discussions you must have with your teenager before 20. I also have a note to my parents. That research I carried out, about 80 comments, 80 notes. I don't want you getting to read a suicide note from your teenager or from any teenager on social media, leaving a note after they have died. They now leave it. So come and get the note, read it. Wendy has all these materials with her. Okay, Wendy says 5 minutes. Yes, boss, 5 minutes. Okay, any question? If there's no question, then I'm free. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, if you have teenagers, you can invite them to the Teens Round Table. It's a table where they get to speak, open up. We talk about a lot of things. And then we have our boot camp coming up next month. In August. In August. When is one of the mentors? She's a teen mentor. Don't mind that. Okay, guys. No question. Thank you, all the teen mentors. I celebrate you guys. I see you. Thank you, Intentional Parents, for encouraging Wendy all the time. I appreciate you. No questions. No questions. Permission to carry on. Please go and start having your connection moments from now. From now. It's not the time. It's not how long. It's the quality. It's not the quantity of the time. It's the quality. It's not the quantity of the time. It's the quality. The quality of your connection moment. Sometimes your teenagers are reminiscing in the call. Mom really spoke today. It's the job of my daughter's discussion with her friends, and she seems to be really proud, like, oh, me and my mom, we said this. Okay, question. How do I get to a teen's folder due to the way the parents has trained them? She came staying with me at 16. Oh, wow. Okay. What you can do, 16 is not too late. 16 is not too late. Okay. How can we handle a teen who deliberately crosses and defies family values? Okay, let me start from the first one. The first one is, okay, let me start from the second. You need to tie instructions with a value. Many times we just give instructions. Don't do this. Don't do this. Your teen does not know why. Your teen does not know why. So, for example, in our house, we are neat. You tell your child, we value neatness. We value excellence. The reason we do this is because when everywhere is neat and tidy, when there's excellence, you can be creative. You can get ideas. You can think better. Your teen will understand that when she's tidying her room, or when she's doing chores in the house, it's not just about the chores. How did my camera turn? Sorry. Okay. So when she is okay now, thank you, Wendy. When they understand that this instruction is coming with a value, with a core value, they would begin to align. You need to communicate. Are you seeing me now? Are you? Okay. Sorry about that. The second question, somebody said the person just came to you at 16. Start. Don't expect access now. Okay? The person up till now, what's happening? Sorry about that. Okay, so she just came. I was just introduced to a teenager that had issues. A stranger. Just started trying to be her friend. Just started trying to talk to her. Okay, thank you. I just started trying to talk to her, you know. If you know the kind of things I've heard from that girl. She's 16. She said she has done she said, auntie, mommy, she called me mommy now. I have done everything. My boyfriend sends me pornographic pictures. We have sex on phone. I've smoked. I've done drugs. 16? First time when I met her, she was trying to lie. She was like, auntie, no, I'm a good girl. You know, I don't get deceived by their looks. So she's 16. She just came. Give it some time. Let her know that you can be friendly with her. Don't try to assess anything yet. Just try to be friendly with her. And please keep tying your instructions to core values. Tell them that the reason why you should not lie is because when you have integrity, you get favor. Okay? Tie it. The reason why you must say what you... Oh, my time is flatly out. Okay, I'm sorry. You guys, it's okay. Please. The boss is coming. Thank you so much. Wendy has all my materials. I appreciate everyone. Thank you. I celebrate you. Bye. Wendy, bye.